how to show the decimal expansion of any number on the number line. So let's say we want to find out where is the number 2.4. Where does this number lie on the number line? Let's draw a number line. So we have drawn ourselves a number line from minus infinity to 0 to plus infinity. Now, when we look at 2.4, we can immediately say that this number is greater than 2 and this number is less than 3. That means if you look at a number line, this is 2, this is 3. So our number 2.4 really is in between this space. So next what we are going to do, we are going to zoom in into the space between 2 and 3. So let's do that. And now, so this is really the enlarged version, or this is we have actually zoomed in, maybe using a magnifying glass or something, and we are looking at the space between 2 and 3. So we know that our number 2.4 is somewhere in this. We just don't know where yet. So now what we are going to do, we are going to divide the space between 2 and 3 in exactly 10 equal parts. So we will have something like this, right? Now, what can we tell about each of these lengths? We know they are all equal parts, right? So now, what is the value of each of these parts, these lengths? Can we find that out? And answer is yes. Let's assume each one is x. Because they are equal, there are 10 of them. So this will be x plus x plus x plus x. So total we will have 10x. So 10x will be simply the length from here all the way till here. This length is 10x. But what is this length? This length is simply 3 minus 2 or 1, right? Or if you look at the number line, this length is simply this length, which is again 1, right? Because we know that on a number line, each consecutive integers are 1 unit apart. So 10x is really equal to 1. Or if we divide both sides by 10, we get x equals 1 divided by 10, or simply 0.1 or 0.1. That means each of this is 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, so on and so forth, right? Now, let's say we want to find out this number here. What is this number, this point? What does this point represent? Well, this point is, so let's call it A. So A is something, well, because we are having 2 and 3 here, so maybe 0 is somewhere on the left side here, right? So if this is 2 and 3, 0 is on the left. So 0 is somewhere here. So point A is first, it is 2 units apart, so it's 2 plus. And then this is, you have to jump once. So it will be 0.1 because we know this is 0.1. Or A is 2.1. So we know this number is 2.1. What can we tell about this number? Well, this number, let's call it B. So what is B? Let's do it here. So B equals 2 plus 0.1 plus 0.1, right? So 0.1 plus 0.1, or 2 plus 0.2, or simply 2.2. So similarly, if we go one more time and one more time, so then we get to this point, and let's call it P. So what is this point P? Well, P is simply equal to the number 2, which is here, plus 4 times 0.1. 4 multiplied by 0.1. Or this will be 2 plus 0.4 or 2.4. So that is exactly what we were trying to find out. So we wanted to find out where is the number 2.4 on the number line. So we initially knew it was between 2 and 3, and now we have exactly pinpointedly found out where is the number P, or P, which is equal to 2.4. So this is how we find out decimal numbers on the number line. Now let's understand something here quickly. So why did we divide the space between 2 and 3 in 10 equal parts? And the answer to that is because of decimal system. So let's say we write a random number, maybe 2.4381, maybe 6, right? Now, because we use the decimal system, what does this place represent? This place is 1/10. What about this place? This place is 100th. This place similarly is 1000, and so on and so forth, right? So because of decimal system, we every time will divide the space in 10 equal parts. And we will take a look at a few more examples. Now, the other thing that we want to talk about is that, say, we have just seen how to find out a number like this. That is a decimal that has only one decimal place. If, let's say, we have to find out something like maybe this, right? How do we find out this on the number line? Maybe we will take a look at this next. But the idea, the way we are going to find this out is, first we will find out, the first step will be to find out where is 2.4. That means first we are going to focus on finding out the first place of the decimal. So we are going to first find out where is 2.4. After we have found out 2.4, then we are going to find out 2.43. That will be the second step. So similarly, for something like this, let's say we are given a question which states find this number on the number line. So what are the steps? Can you write down the steps? Well, the first step will be to find out where is 2.4. The first step is, so our big number is 2.43816. So in our first step, our goal is to just find out this. In our second step, again, let's write our number, 43816. In our second step, our goal will be to find out this number. In the third step, as you can imagine, let's write our number one more time. In the third step, our goal will be to find out this number, 3 places of decimal. So in the fourth, we will cover the number 1, which is the fourth place. And in the fifth step, we will be able to get the entire number. So this is very important. So whenever we get questions as to how to find these numbers, these decimal numbers on the number line, we have to make sure that we follow these steps. So why don't we take a look at how to find out something, a number like this on the number line. So now we will find out 2.43 on the number line. So the first step is to find out the number 2.4, right? So the number 2.4 we know will be here, somewhere here, because this number is greater than 2 and this number is less than 3, right? So now let's zoom in this space. So we will get something like this, and we always divide the space into 10 equal parts. We have learned that. So we are going to divide this space into 10 equal parts, and we will have something like this. And we know that we have just seen each is 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, right? So 2.4 will be, this is 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and this point here is 2.4. Let's call it P. So P, let's write it over here. P equals 2.4, right? Now that we have found out where is 2.4, our next step is to find out 2.43. Now, what we know about 2.43 is this number must be greater than 2.4, but it must be less than 2.5. So why is that? Because if we go above 2.5, we will have a number that will be something like 2.50 or 2.51 or something like that. But this is not what we have. We have 2.43. So we know that 2.43 is more than 2.4 but less than 2.5. So if this point is 2.4, what do you think is this point? Let's call this point Q. What is Q? Q is one more jump away from this. So this is, again, these are all 0.1, right? So 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5. That means Q is 2.5. So now we know that our final number that we are trying to find out, 2.43, is between 2.4 and 2.5, which is this space, right? So our number is somewhere over here. just like the way we did over here, now we need to zoom in into this space. So let's do it next. So here now we have expanded the space between 2.4 and 2.5. And now what are we going to do? We are going to do exactly what we did here. That means we are going to divide this space into 10 equal parts. So if we do that, we will get something like this. Now, what can we tell about these measures? So what is these lengths? Right? We know that there are 10 of them because we have divided them into 10 equal parts. Right? But how much is each measure? Let's say they are y units. So let's do it over here. So we have 10y, right? Because y plus y plus y, and 10y simply gives us this entire length. But what is this entire length? This entire length is 0.1, right? We can say 2.5 minus 2.4, or we know these are all 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, because this is simply p, right? This point is p, and this point is q. So we have p and q, and p and q are 0.1 units apart. So 10y is equal to 0.1. If we divide both sides by 10, we get 0.1 by 10. Or this will be 1 over 100, or it will be 0.01. That means each of this space is 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, so on and so forth. Then what can we say about this point? What does this point represent? What is this point? Let's call it A dash. So what is this A dash? Well, let's write it over here. So A dash is simply 2.4, because this is 2.4, right? 2.4 plus 0.01. That is what this point is. Or this is nothing but 2.41. So now you see, the second time when we are dividing them into 10 equal parts, now we are getting the units as 100. The first time when we divided the number between 2 and 3 in 10 equal parts, each measure was 0.1 or 1/10. Now second time when we are dividing the space, we are now actually expanding the 2.4 and 2.5. We are expanding that, dividing that into 10 equal parts. Now each of these parts are 100. So similarly, if we go one more, what are we going to find? We will find 2.4, 2. And if you go one more time over here, and this point, let's call this point as x. So this point x will be equal to 2.43. Why is that? Well, because this is 2.4, and then, so x is simply equal to, let's do it over here, 2.4 plus 0.01 plus 0.01 plus 0.01, or 2.43. So we have seen, we wanted to find out where exactly is the point 2.43 on the number line, and we have found our point. So this is how we actually, these are the step by step ways of finding out any decimal number on the number line. Now the steps that we have discussed, they hold true for positive decimal numbers as well as negative decimal numbers. These are exactly the same identical steps.